Hi, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies, and this is the solution from Bowtech. This is the latest 2021 hunting bow from Bowtech. 32 inches long, shoots at about 340 feet per second, adjustable modules. Look, it's got all the technology. You can move the cam left to right on the axles. But what makes the solution different to the rest of the bows on the market? So let's just start off with price point. In America, this retails for $1,200, so it prices it the same as most of the other top of the line bows on the market. So that price is the same as the Elite Cures. It prices the same as the Hoyt Nemesis, is it? The PSE EVL 32. But one of the things with Bowtech that kind of gets me and confuses me is you've got the Solution SS, which is this bow, and then you've got the Solution. I'm like, well, okay, so surely the difference is one's the Solution SS is 30 inches and this is 32, the Solution. But no, they're quite different bows, so it kind of confuses me a bit. So you can see the difference in the cam. So Solution, Solution SS, so more of a rounder, smaller cam on the Solution SS, and the Solution is a bigger cam system, so that's a kind of a bit confusing. And then you go, well, okay, there's also other bows from Bowtech that's going to even add more confusion to it. So this is the Bowtech Revolt. So I kind of get a little bit confused. They both have the same cable guards, flexible cable guards. They have rotating modules. You can see that this bow is more like the Solution cam. Now, all these bows are priced at the same price point. So then the question is, well, which bow do you buy and for what purpose? So now I haven't shot the Solution. I've shot the Solution SS. I'm pretty sure I've shot the Revolts before. So this is the review on the SS. Oh, sorry, this is the review on the Solution to see how it compares. So you've got a rotating module on the side here that you can switch from comfort to performance setting, which is cool. Full adjustability in draw length, which is really good. You don't need a bow press. The module holds in place in 3 spots. You don't need a bow press to adjust it. You've got a cable stop on the end here. Look, it's not a bad system. The cams can be moved left to right with this little system here, and that's for tuning. So basically, by moving the cam this way, it will put more pressure on this limb. Moving it that way puts more pressure on that limb, so it causes the cam to move left to right. That's for tuning. Don't do it. Like when I say don't do it, don't do it. If you're going to make an adjustment, always do it by a little bit, because if you're torquing the bow, so let's say your form's not spot on, by creating torque on your cam, so by leading the cam to try and get rid of your torque, you're kind of getting away from the whole purpose of tuning. So I would tend to leave stuff as it is and get the bow shooting. And then if you need minor adjustments, before you make those minor adjustments, make sure it's not your technique and shooting style. It's got a flexible cable guard here with rollers, which is really good. That's pretty standard on Bowtech. It's got a brass knocking point, which is a pain on all Bowtech, so you're going to have to knock that off. Dual arrow rests, which is cool. Adjustable grip, which is cool. Now, this should be standard on lots of bows. Bowtech have it, and that's cool. It reminds me of what exists on the Hoyt Invicta, which is the top of the line Hoyt target bow, but then all the rest of the Hoyt bows don't have an adjustable grip. Bowtech has that standard on all their bows, which is cool. All their top end bows, I should say. Comes in a whole bunch of different colors. Obviously your grays, your greens, your camos, blacks. It's a film dip Solution, which looks nice. It's got these little weights down the bottom here to absorb shock and vibration. You can change the feel of it. I think this here is for a quiver. Just there, multiple sight points there. Look, the limbs are designed so they're bracing the sound. Now this comes from the Guardian design from years and years ago, where they kind of brace the limbs a little bit further up the limb to make the limbs work more evenly. So that was meant to increase the speed. The limb pocket system is nice. You can see it sits inside here. It's got a lock-in system just there. So to unwind the limb, make sure you when you unwind the limb, which is there, make sure you loosen this screw here. I've had staff unwind this and the limbs don't budge because it's being held in place by that, and it's very scary. Look, I'm going to also talk about Bowtech itself. Now, they're shipping pretty good as far as delivery times, but I'm going to say their warranty service has been exceptional lately. So, of all the Bowtechs I've sold, and I sell lots of Bowtechs, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of Bowtechs, I've had 0 warranty claims. So that's amazing. The only claims I've had is where people dry fire the bows or derail them, and Bowtech's been really, really good at fixing those customers up. So before, Bowtech had a bit of a question about, well, you know, do these bows break? These bows have been just rock solid. I've been dealing with Bowtech now for I think about 2 to 3 years. I dealt with them years ago, and then I dealt with them years ago, and now I'm back dealing with them again. And for about 2 years, I've had no warranty claims, so it's been really good. And they've been really excellent as far as customer service and fixing problems. I had a Bowtech which was 20 years old, pretty sure it's about 20 years old, and they made a new set of limbs for that bow. Amazing, really, really happy that they do that. Okay, so how does this bow compare to other bows on the market? So let's just have a look at those bows and sort of see how it sits in the price point, because we know it's going to be, in America, all the top of the line bows are $1,200, so these bows should all compete one for one. In Australia, the Bowtech's about $200 more than the competition. So you're going to say, well, why is it more expensive in Australia? Well, that's another question, which I don't really have a good answer for. Maybe the margins aren't as good with the other bow companies, and they're better with Bowtech. Maybe the freight's more expensive with Bowtech. I don't know. It's just the way it is. So in Australia, the Bowtechs are about $200 more than the existing companies, than the Hoyts and the PSEs and the Elite. So let's just go and have a look at them and see how they compete. Okay, the first bow I want to compare it to is the Hoyt Ventrum, because I did a review on this the other day. Same price point in America. The bow I said was adjustable from 25 to 30. It's actually only adjustable from 28.5 to 30. So the Bowtech's more adjustable in draw length. The Bowtech, you can go from performance setting to from performance setting to soft setting by switching the cam, which is cool. The cam system is very similar, but Bowtech has got the ability to move the cam left to right, which the Hoyt does not. The Bowtech has an adjustable grip. The Bowtech is 4.2 pounds. The Hoyt is 4.6 pounds. The Bowtech has a adjustable, flexible cable guard. The Hoyt is fixed. Besides that, the grips I probably already mentioned. The Bowtech has some little things down the bottom there for the weight and the shock. So as good as all the bows are really good on the market, I just think Bowtech has got a few extra things going for it this year, which kind of makes it sort of stand out. To me, it's really set itself up as a premier bow company with all the little things it's got with it: the adjustable grip, the modules, the cable guards, the limbs, where it sort of braces here. It's a bit unique. Look, this is the Elite Cure, same price point. I'm a big fan of the Elite bows. Similar cam system. To tune the cams, you basically twist the limbs left to right, which is kind of cool. The Elite has the ability to have a limb stop and a cable stop, which is a bit unique. The Bowtech doesn't have that. Adjustable roller slides. Basically, it's pretty comparable to the Bowtech as far as the way it presents itself. It comes in good colors. It's a very nice finish. Same price point. It doesn't have the adjustable grip. Cable guard's very same. The cam system's very similar. So, and I think this is the way bows are going. They're becoming to a stage where the bows are now becoming very comparable on price and very compatible on the actual bow itself. Okay, so this is the PSE EVL32. Now, I would prefer the EVL32 to be cheaper. It's a very nice bow, nice cam system with yokes, so it's a little bit different cam system. Fully adjustable draw length, and you can change the let off on the PSE. The PSE is like just a really bulletproof bow that it's hard to beat, but the same price point. So the Bowtech has more features, I'm going to say, than the PSE. But if you're like a PSE fan and you like the customer service, look, I'd prefer the PSE to be cheaper than the Bowtech, because that way you can say, well, the Bowtech's got all this extra stuff on it. And PSE always used to be cheaper than the competitors. It was more of your meat and potato sort of bow company. In the past, they've been raising the prices a little bit on your PSEs. Look, it's a premier product, and I love the PSE. I love the draw. I love the way it shoots. Shoots great. It's a rock solid product, but it doesn't have the adjustable grip. It doesn't have, well, you can tune the cables through either moving the cams left to right or twisting up the cables on your PSE. But it's not like the Bowtech where you just give the little yokes here, move your cam a little bit left and right. So the Bowtech is a nice product. I haven't shot it yet, but to me it kind of looks like a good thing, and the price point is about the same. So it's a matter of what you think about the look of the bow and how it shoots. So let's have a shoot, and let's shoot it through a chrono and see how it compares. Now, I had a customer today asking to shoot this through the chronograph to do the same arrow I shoot through all my reviews. So one of my staff set up this bow and shot it through the chronograph, so I can tell you what speed he got using the gold tip velocity arrow that I use for all my tests. It's a 80 grain point, weighs 327, set at 60 pounds at 29 inches. He got 308 and 310 speed. So we're going to try this. Now, first off, the grip. I really like the grip. It's a bit squarer than your PSE grip. It's bit wider than the Hoyt target grip. The Hoyt hunting grip is a round grip. It's squarer than your Elite grip. It kind of narrows down. It's a feels like a comfortable grip. The balance is perfect. You can just see it just sitting there. It feels really good. Speed's 340, so as I said, I already know what sort of speed we're going to get. I haven't drawn it, so let's just see if we can get this through the chronograph. So it starts off, and it's pretty solid to start off with. This is set on 60 pound, 29 inches, and I shoot 60 pound for target. So this should be solid because it's 340 feet per second. We also shot the Ventrum, the Hoyt Ventrum 30 through the chronograph, and that shot 303. So the Bowtech was about 5 feet per second faster than the Hoyt. This feels like easier now. Feels like valley. Oh, okay. So when you get back, it kind of lumps into the valley, and then you're back here and you feel like you're committed to the shot. So let's just shoot this. Feels comfortable back here. It feels like about 70% let off. You can see it. Interesting. That shot 313 feet per second. So when Ryan did shot it through the chronograph for the customer, he shot a wrist release aid, and he got 310 and 308. I got 313. It's very, very different draw cycle. It's like it kind of lumps in at the back, but it's kind of dropping into the valley, and then it kind of at the last second it just drops in. And like I said, it kind of feels like 70%. It probably feels more like 80%. You feel like you can hold it forever back there, but it's not like a 90% let off at the back. So it's very solid at the start. You feel like you get into the valley and then bang into it. That can't be 313 with a VAP. So it obviously didn't register that one. Look, there's not much vibration with it, as you can probably see in the handle. It's a different draw cycle to the Solution. than the Solution SS. And it kind of says 313 again. It can't be right. I think I prefer the draw cycle in the Solution. It feels like it's got a limb stop at the end because it's so solid at the wall when you get back there. It's not a hard draw cycle. It's not bad. It's quite comfortable when you get back here. There. The cams are perfectly balanced. Okay, so that was a VAP target arrow. So they were 350. Sorry, I can't remember how many grains. I'll have to have a look when I start the next bit of the video. 277 feet per second. That's pretty quick. The VAPs are 350s with a 140 grain point. Feels pretty good. And part of this is going to get to what draw cycle do you like. And I know my staff, when they tried the Ventrum, they went, oh yeah, this is the draw cycle you would like, as far as what I would like. This is, I'm going to say this draw cycle is probably going to be liked by more of a hunter than the Solution. So it's going to raise the whole question, do you prefer the Solution SS or the Solution? The Solution SS has got a brace height of 7 inches. It's 30 inches axle to axle. This is, the Solution is 32 inches axle to axle and a 6-inch brace height. So theoretically, this bow is going to be harder to aim than the Solution SS. But it's going to be a little bit quicker because of the shorter brace height. And these big cams are giving you that, where it builds at the start, and then when you're getting back towards the valley, it kind of is easier. So it's a very different draw cycle to the other bows. I'm not saying it's bad, because it's not like it suddenly drops off. It kind of rolls in and then the little last bit just drops in. So it's quite comfortable when you're back there. So if you're hunting and you want to spend your time aiming, it's not like you're going to feel like it's going to rip out of your shoulder. It's not like that. So quite good. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this up and shoot at 18 and see how well we shoot. Okay, so I've started in the Solution, and I've also tested out the Revolt X, the Revolt, and the Solution SS to see which one I prefer the draw of. Now, I think I prefer the draw of the SS and the Revolt X and the Revolt. It just feels more natural target kind of draw to me. It's not to say you won't like this draw cycle. I think you'll probably like this if you're a hunter and you like, like aiming for a long period of time, because I find this quite easy to aim. I don't think I'm going to shoot this bow as well as I've shot some other bows. I think the reason for that is the bow's physically lighter, and when I'm back here holding at full draw, the bow's physically lighter. So I think I'm going to move around more in the shot. The bow's quite well balanced, so I could be wrong with that. But I feel like I'm going to shoot like the Solution SS or the Revolt X better than this bow without all the bits on it. Now, one of my staff said that his Solution that he shoots, by the time he adds all his stabilizers, bow quivers to it, it's less than the weight of the Hoyt Ventrum as a bare bow, and you're going to shoot much better with a bow with all the stabilizers and the bits on it than a bow without. And for hunting, you generally don't want a heavy bow. So let's see how we start. Now, unfortunately, I can't see where those arrows are going, so I'm hoping they go in the gold. So when you're hunting, you generally want a lighter bow because you're walking around in the bush for hours and hours and hours. Where a target shooter will generally want a heavier bow. Because a heavier bow is a little bit more stable as long as you can hold it. So a target shooter will generally go for a bow a heavier bow, or they'll go for a bow and then put weight on their stabilizers. I feel like I'm shaking around a bit. Now part of that will be the 6-inch brace height versus the 7-inch. The 7-inch brace height will be a lot more stable to aim. So with the 7-inch brace height, you're going to get a lot less vibration with the pin. But this is going to be faster. Like, it's not like it's moving around a lot. It's like the pin kind of bounces around the gold at 18 meters, where sometimes it can just sit. Once I get in, so I draw back aiming at the gold, at the target. Once I get into the valley, the bow will do a little twitch like that as it's getting into that light let off, which I don't think you'll get with the Revolt X or the Solution SS with the smoother draw. Like I was shooting on the weekend and I was shooting the PSE Citation with EM cams, and at 55 pounds I was struggling to draw that. I'm drawing this bow very, very easy at 60 pounds. And when I get back here at full draw, it's just like I could hold this thing all day. Where on the weekend I was really struggling at full draw because I was holding more weight. The bow was physically heavier and my muscles were fatigued. Let's go and take a look at that group and see how it is. Up here at the target. Now back there I felt like the group was this big. I didn't feel like I shot well with the shot. It felt too easy, if that made any sense at all. Because when I'm back here, I feel just like I'm holding no weight, and I take the shot and I don't feel any of the back tension I normally feel with a target bow where you've got more weight. It's the same as shooting recurve. A heavy recurve, when you release, it pulls through. When you're shooting a low recurve, it's hard to get that feel. I wasn't getting the feel with the Solution that I feel I was getting with like the other Bowtechs, like the Revolt X, the Revolt, or the Solution SS, or even the Reckonings for that matter. So this bow definitely feels a lot easier to draw than a 60-pound bow. So for me, I'd probably even go a heavier bow with this bow because the draw cycle is very easy. The aiming is particularly easy, so very, very suited to a hunter. So a hunter where the deer's moving and you want to sit there and aim and make sure you got shot placement correct, you're going to find that a lot easier with the Solution. Like, this group is not bad. My fingers can almost get around the group. Like, they're pretty much around it. Look, I'm going to guess I would have shot better groups with one of those other bows, but it's not far off. It's just, it felt to me like I was throwing wilder arrows with this. And that could be wrong. I felt like I was throwing wilder arrows, but they actually weren't too bad down at the target. So, summary is the bow's going to be a little bit quicker. The weight is not bad at 4.2. That's a very good poundage weight, mass weight for a hunting bow. The accessories of Bowtech are excellent. They have great quivers, great RRS, and they bits bolt on well. You've got multiple sight placements. I love the whole cam movement thing. Don't know if I would use it because I tend not to play around with bows, but it's a great feature. I love the adjustable grips that you can plug in, change the ankles. I love that. For myself, because I'm more of a target shooter, I'm going to say I actually prefer the other Bowtechs in the lineup rather than the Solution. For myself, I would probably go for the Revolt X, being the 33-inch bow. I really like the Solution SS at 30 inches. I think that bow just felt just awesome. It's not that the Solution feels bad. You might prefer the draw on the Solution to the Solution SS. The bigger valleys, it's not going to pull forward on you if you relax into the shot. This bow's probably going to feel more forgiving. It's going to have more speed. So basically, if you judge the distance wrong by a little bit, it's going to be more forgiving for you. So overall, let's give a quick summary. I think Bowtech now has placed itself in the elite level as bows. It's placing itself as a premier bow company. So you're going to say, well, Hoyt has got this, or Matthews or PSE or whatever. Look, there's just so much technology in the Bowtech. It's like other people have got stuff. It's like Bowtech's got everything in the one bow that other people have got. So it's kind of cool to me. The Bowtechs are a cool bow, and I think they've always been a cool bow. They are very reliable these days with no problems. The cam system's completely, when I say unique, it's unique that you can move it backwards and forwards, and the way those cams are structured. They are hard if you blow up the bow. If you shoot it without an arrow and those cams blow up, they replace the whole lot. So it is a bit different. Overall, look, it's $200 more in Australia than your Elite or your Hoyt or your PSE. But I think in Australia you can say, well, look, it's $200, it's top of the range, and I've got extra features. So if you're in America and it's the same price as all the other top of the line bows, Bowtech is very hard to go past, I think. Anyway, if I was going into a shop, so my recommendation to a customer, if you go into a shop and you get to feel the different bows to shoot, by all means, if you can shoot different bows, shoot them. But I think it's definitely worth shooting an SS and the Solution, because they're very different feeling bows, but you've got to know what feel you're looking for. If you're looking for that smaller valley, the shorter valley, that's the other bows. This is the longer valley, and it's just lumps in and it just sits there and holds. If you're looking for that, then this bow is up your alley. So I'm going to say that your Elite, your Hoyt, is definitely more like your Revolts and your Solution SS's. This draw cycle is probably a bit more like your PSE, and you're going to say, well, you like your PSE, and yeah, I do like the PSE draw cycle. I like the fact that I can adjust it, and it's got modules I can adjust. And I like the fact I could probably adjust this. In fact, I might like the Solution in the performance setting rather than the comfort setting, because it'll stack up more and it'll feel to me to be, I want more holding weight, basically, is what I'm looking for with this Solution. But for hunting, I may want the lower let off so I can aim longer. So just bear that in mind. I know that's not really helping you, but I suppose what I'm saying is there's a whole bunch of choices on the market, and I think Bowtech offer a really good range, and it's really hard to make a decision, and all the bows are good on the market today. So just weigh it up when you think about it. They're all really, really good bows in 2021, so leading into 2022. So similar, but really, really good. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching.